doing it. You supposed to be happy you sitting there with Kid L. Why you mad?
The Kid L Podcast.
Rocking and rolling. We have BankRoll Reese in the building. How are you doing today, bro?
Good. How you doing, L?
Doing good. I heard it's your first podcast ever.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Blessed to be here,
I
man.
appreciate that, man. Before we start, this episode is being sponsored by Fam LLC. Now, Fam, I need you guys to go check out my fam, the Fam LLC. They are the original fam. They are a premier cut and sew, handcrafted apparel store from Detroit. Go check out their brand because they're not just offering apparel, but they also have fragrances, caps, accessories, and a lot of stuff that you can go ahead and rock in Detroit and stand out because it's very different, but it's very Detroit. Go check out Fam LLC. Before we start this episode, we are being sponsored by the Rub Barbecue Restaurant. The Rub Barbecue is located at 14540 Grand River, Detroit. I got a chance to try some of their food before this episode, and I'm telling you, their barbecue is phenomenal. Our director, Nick, had the brisket burger, and I had the fish sandwich. Incredible, man. Need you guys to all pop out to the Rub Barbecue located in Detroit. I've had a few people who've been on here that it's the first time they've done podcasts, but I need you to be the one that blows up, bro. I need you to be the one that next year I can be like, damn it, he was on my podcast, and that's why we generate. I haven't hit 1 million views yet on a podcast. You believe that? I've hit cumulatively over 1 million views, but not one video yet. I need you, bro. You shot a video with my boy Lace Visuals.
Yes, sir.
Talk about the process of that video, man.
It really was a work for real. Like, we ain't put too much into it, but it was like a month process for real. Cause at first, like, I booked it, and then I found a couple venues, but things weren't working out. So I really had to just be patient for real. Cause like if I would have rushed it, I felt like I would have just threw out anything. So I took my time, found me a good venue, and so we got it in, and it came out.
I mean, the video did numbers. I mean, people were, really peeping it. It was popping up on my timeline. Talk about the song itself, man. How it came together, the process of the song.
So that song, really, it started off, my motivation was really just like trying to get a song that everybody know me for. You feel me? Like, I feel like that's what really blow people up, like having that one song that everybody could go back to, like, okay, this the one that put him on. I wanted that to be that song, so I really I tried to go as hard as I can on there, but at the same time, like, I try not to do too much, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know how to put it, but like, I tried to go hard, but I tried to reserve myself because I still got some more that's coming, like, a lot of work.
Well, that's impressive then. If that's what you put out, even though you were withholding everything,
Mm-hmm.
and it still came out as a banger, it shows that you have a lot, in storage for people, which is awesome.
I appreciate
I do
it.
notice that a lot of artists do that. I noticed that a lot of artists are they have songs in the vault. They have songs that they're not going to release right now because they know when they should drop those, and now is not the time to drop those.
I swear.
Do you have songs in the vault, man? Do you got like a collection nobody's heard and the bangers?
Yeah, I got probably a good, right now, it ain't a lot because I've been releasing a lot of music, but I probably got like a good 15 that's I highly anticipate, like I feel like could do some damage for real if I put the effort behind it.
Yes. So you're one of the artists that strategize. You're not just like out here thinking, all right, it's in, it's out, that's it.
Nah, I try my best to just recently. At first, I was just pushing out music, but recently I've been trying to like strategize and catch on to everybody else algorithm, I should say, like what everybody else doing to catch fire. So
cool.
Yeah.
Okay, talk a little bit about yourself, man. Are you from Detroit?
Yeah, I'm from the east side. I mean, but everybody asks me this question, so I do want to clear it on this platform. So my pops from the east side, my mama from Mount Clemens. I don't know if you know where that's from. Like, that's like a ratchet suburb. So really growing up on the east side, that's really where I gained, like, I say all my character. With my mama, like in Mount Clemens, I really was just focused on basketball for real. So, but like growing up, I done seen it all. Like, especially with him right there, like I done seen it all with that man. So
Hold on, man. Mount Clemens. I got friends that live in Mount Clemens.
Yeah.
It's not. I mean, I feel like.
no, hell no. It
Oh
ain't.
yeah, I thought you said it was like a ratchet. Like
It ain't super ratchet, but it's like if you know certain key places in Mount Clemens, it can get ratchet. But it's like it's very calm out there. It's very
Right,
cool, you know. Yeah, it's the suburbs for sure. But
yeah, Mount Clemens is an interesting spot. But like when you grow up in Detroit, obviously, like you said, you experienced a lot of things.
yeah,
Does that impact your music? Did that change the way you got your music out there, or does that not really impact how you create your music?
it definitely had an influence on my music. Like it bring that more aggressive side out of me. Like, cause I say my mama, the way she raised me, I'm more so like respectful and like calm and like reserved. But it's like that east side part of me, that's that turned up side and that talking shit side. Yeah, that's what I get that from for sure though.
Yeah, man. And Detroit is an interesting place. A lot of different character in it.
Yeah.
Developing a personality from there is so interesting because usually a person from Detroit stands out.
For
You can
sure.
usually tell when a person's from Detroit.
For
like
sure.
90% chance this guy's from Detroit straight up.
Yeah.
How much time did you spend in Detroit versus Mount Clemens?
Honestly, that's why I really just say it was probably a split. It was probably more so 60-40, but it really was a split. Like the first half of my life, I was growing up around my pops and on the east side. Like I went to school on the east side, everything. But like as I grew up, they wanted me to kind of get a better education. So as my mama was moving further and further out to the suburbs, I ended up going with her to go to school. So,
Yeah.
but I still was, visiting my pops every weekend. And so
Now, when we talk about basketball, was that the admiration at the time, or was music always on your mind?
yeah, at first it was football. I'd probably say football when I was young. I was playing for Pal, the Bengals, and then I switched over to basketball around like 12, 13, and I fell in love with it. I ain't gonna lie, but it got cut short because I feel like I don't want to blame nobody else. I ain't had a full, hunger for it, but at the same time, I feel like the coaching programs I was with didn't fit me. So it's like, I don't know, like it was a lot of, I ain't gonna say profiling and favoritism going on where I was at, especially being in the suburbs.
Most likely,
Yeah.
because I have friends that are in teams, and it's like a lot of bullshit happens to them that never makes sense. I did know one thing, like parents and coach relationships are a real thing, bro.
Nah, for
I
real.
never believed that, but then after a while, I was like, "Wait, motherfucker, are you fucking this motherfucker?" Like, not, but on type of time where it's like, if you're really cool, if the parents are really cool with the coach, like there's some type of different thing with their son playing more and getting more time on the court and all that type of shit.
Yeah.
It's like a real thing.
I swear, like
Politics.
I done seen it so many times. I done seen it with football. I done seen it with basketball, but
Yeah.
I try not to use it as no excuse. I try not to use any excuses at all in life, for real.
When did music become a part of your life?
Very early. It's always been a part of my life. My pops rap, so he taught me how to rap around the age like 11. I say when I was playing, yeah, probably around the time I was playing PAL football, yeah. Because I remember the first time I ever rapped, he halfway wrote my rap for me. Like, he wrote some of it for me just to get me started, and then I got to, adding my little stuff to it. So, yeah, that's when I started, like probably around 11. I've been going since.
So your dad was an influence, obviously, of you getting into music. What was his career like?
I actually, believe it or not, I never seen him rap, heard any of his music, none of it. But like, he tell me stories though, and like everybody around him tell me stories. So I definitely believe it, and like I'm tuned into it. But it's like I never got to see it for real.
Damn.
I definitely want to though. I definitely.
Talk a little bit about your first time entering the studio. What was the experience like, and was your music getting reciprocated early on, or did it take a while for you?
My very first time getting in a real studio, that was like 2015, and it was cool. Yeah, it was cool. So where I went, I was on the east side. I'm trying to think how the hell the fucking studio session went. It really wasn't like no crazy studio session though. Like I walked in, I was with my friend. He took me to the studio. It was my first time there, so he had been familiar with them. But when I went in there, shit, it was just like I was nervous because I ain't been around none of them people. But it's like once I got in there and got to going, I knew this was for me. Like, I knew music was for me for sure.
Yeah. When you can put it together once that beat's running, it's like, you know, you got something going on.
Everybody was in there feeling me too, so I knew, like, this my new route for sure.
So 2015, right? That's roughly like, what, 8 years ago?
Yeah.
So you started making music about 8 years ago. How consistent were you staying with it?
At first, I was just dropping music on SoundCloud, so I really was just dropping once a month, every now and then, whenever, because I was in high school, so whenever, like, everybody in the school would be like, Reese, drop a new song. Okay, I'm going to go drop a new song, but I really started pushing it, like, a year or two after that. After that, that's when I really started getting the ball rolling with visuals and just going to the studio constantly, and, about 2 years.
You know, 2015, and you know, it's an interesting time for Detroit hip hop. Yes, there's some things that are happening that are interesting, but it's 2 years away from the biggest impact, which was T Grizzly's first day out, and then you know, Sada Baby emerging as well and really stamping the game. And how were you looking at the game at that point? Because at one moment it's like there's not too much spotlight on Detroit, but then 2 years later, and all of a sudden there's a huge spotlight. Did that change the way your motivation?
Definitely. I ain't gonna lie, like, especially when T came out, like, that shit changed everything, especially for the Detroit scene. Like, I watched it firsthand. Like, I remember when the video came out, it probably ain't had many views. Like, I seen it at like 10,000 views, and like that whole night and like the rest of the week, I watched it blow up, and that was just like amazing to me. Like, but that definitely changed Detroit rap, and it definitely made me want to step my game up ever since then. Like, I gotta go harder because it's a spotlight on the city. So it's like, if I don't go harder, I'm just wasting time.
Yeah.
I gotta be.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about the hardest parts of the beginning of your artistry. Things that you didn't expect to happen, how things went that you didn't expect.
First, I ain't expect it to be this expensive. Like music, man, when you fully invested, like really invested, cover arts, videos, and everything, studio is something that's gonna real life take for you to be fully invested. If you're not fully invested in yourself, you might as well not jump in. So that was one thing I learned early, and then really just learning that don't nobody owe you nothing. Like, don't nobody gotta shout you out. Don't nobody gotta reach out to you. You feel me? Like, you gotta gain that. You gotta build your own platform. So then that way you could do it for other people, or then they'll reach out to you. You feel me? Once you build your own platform. But I just had to learn that vice versa. When I first came in, I'm steady thinking like, yeah, as soon as I get me one song, or as soon as I pop up with a hit, everybody gonna mess with me. And just because you drop one good song don't mean, you feel me, everybody just gonna catch on to you and mess with you. So
Yeah, especially when your closest friends aren't really jumping in right away either too. You know, a lot of people talk about how somebody starts a business and nobody will fucking congratulate you. You start a music career, nobody will congratulate you. I kind of see it, I kind of don't. I don't know. It's hard to look at it, like when support is, you know, when you can expect, you know, support. I don't know when you're supposed to expect it, or if you should ever expect it.
Right.
But that's an interesting thought that you just had. Like, nobody owes you anything anyway. So what are you paying attention to them for?
Exactly.
So as far as that's concerned, how did you get through all of that, knowing it's expensive and knowing that the support's not there?
Really, probably my fan base, like my support base. I don't really like calling them fans, but I really feel like them just staying on me so much and letting me know that I'm actually like it's people that real life let me know, like, okay, you influenced me, like, you the reason why I wanted to start rapping. Like, I just checked out your last few tapes, you ain't got no misses on there. Like, compliments like that just make me just want to keep going, because it's like what I'm giving up for is like people that real life believe in me. So yeah, I use that as motivation for real. Like,
what was the first song that you released that you really saw Detroit respond to?
It was probably my first. It was either my first or my second video, cause it's probably my second video though. Yeah, Never Fold. I dropped a song called Never Fold. It's probably at like 25,000 views. That one did decent, especially me first coming out of high school when I dropped that. Like, that just helped me gain the name in the city for real. Like, okay, we done seen that young guy before. So
I always wonder what separates the guys who are only getting 100 views between the guys that are getting the 25,000 views. What do you think, like, makes people pay attention to you and not so much the other guy?
I honestly can't tell you. I honestly would probably say, though, the people who do get 100 views, I feel like they either don't push theyself enough, like they don't promote theyself to they, like they just probably just drop it and post it a couple times and that's it. Or they probably just didn't put enough effort behind it. Like, you just got on there saying anything and ain't nothing wrong with that if that's what you do, but like that ain't gonna get you nowhere for real.
Yeah. Going on a track and just like rhyming words together.
Nah.
It's the craziest time for me because like I used to always tell artists like rhyming words together doesn't make a rap song. It doesn't make it memorable unless the beat behind it is crazy sweet. Maybe you can get away with just rhyming words and moving on.
Real.
But these days people are really paying attention to lyrics and content and substance. To some degree, they are paying more attention to it. Like if you have a really, really wicked punchline, people are always gonna remember that punchline. Like that was like, man, Doughboy's Cash Out when he said, "Keep the iron on me so I'm never wrinkled in this bitch." That's a crazy. Keep the iron on me so I'm never wrinkled in this. That is a crazy line. I'm like, what did he?
No, for real.
Now I'm a fan forever. So people are paying attention to spicy lines these days, but a lot of cats are just rhyming words and think they can get away with it. Like, no, it's not how it works. You can't just rhyme words and expect a career. But talk about how you try to look at yourself like, okay, I'm going to try to stand out. I'm try to be different. Or do you just go off of what you are, of who you are?
Oh, that's a good ass question. I ain't gonna lie. I would probably say though, I mainly go off of trying to stand out. Cause I do go off who I am. Like I don't try to do too much more outside of, who I am. But like I said, I know it's a light on the city, so I'm not about to sit back and just be like, okay, I could chill and relax. Like, no, like I got people that I wanna, get up out of Detroit, so I'm going as hard as I can for sure. Like every time. Every song I hop on, every feature I hop on, it don't matter. Like, I try to go as hard as I can with everything.
When you talk about, support and stuff like that, it sounds like when you get to that certain point, you're going to want to help your friends and help the people around you that supported you. Now, when you do get to that point, who are the types of people that you are looking at? Is it just because they supported you, or is there different reasons why you would help them out or bring them up with you?
It's mainly... If you look at my Instagram, it's because of people who support me. Like, I do certain reasons. Obviously, like, everybody just not about to get a piece of me when I get on. But it's just, like, the people who supported me, that people don't know that real life mean more than anything. Because a lot of people don't care to tap into what you got going on. Like, everybody too focused on their life and what's going wrong in their life. They don't really try to reach over to the next person, whether it's family, close friends. They too busy worried about what's wrong in their life. So when people go out their way to support me, post me, like my junk, comment, man, that mean the most. Like I got like a whole 5-story highlight thing on my page full of people who support me. Like every time somebody support me, I try to add it to my highlight so I can remember, like,
damn,
when I get on, I'm coming back. I promise. Whatever I can do for you. If it's a shout out, if it's a repost, if it's a money, video, whatever I can do, I'm doing it.
Yeah, no, man, I love that. I love how you just said that. And I'm the same way. Like right now, if I ever do become super successful, there's 15 people in my mind right now that I know for sure that I'm going to look back and be like, I'm helping you no matter what. And I do help them even now. Like now, if I can help them, I help them to whatever extent I can. But if I ever make it big time, when McGregor gives all his fun Rolexes and says, come do this and come do that, that's what I'm doing for you.
Facts,
because
I swear.
I'm never going to forget those people because just like you said, everybody has their own thing going on in their own lives and everybody has their own problems. But the fact that that person took the time to go support you and reach out to you and tell you to stay motivated is crazy because it's like, damn, bro, you didn't have to do that. And on top of that, you got your own stuff going on.
Exactly.
So that's the beauty of support is that, just like you said, you got your own life, your own problems. Thank you for coming and helping me out with mine. Like,
Exactly.
damn, that's a lot of love.
Exactly.
Talk a little bit about your influences musically, and is it modern or is it from past artists?
Let's see. Recent. Okay, I'll probably say overall it's probably off past artists, just because I grew up so close to my dad that everything he listened to became what I listened to. So, shit, he grew up banging Jeezy. I grew up banging Jeezy. My uncles and them was listening to Lil Wayne. I grew up banging Lil Wayne. So it's like they real life influenced the way I wouldn't say the way I rap. Detroit influenced the way I rap, but like those older cats influenced like the way I carry myself, I say, and the way that I try to put more into my music. Like, I feel like people nowadays, not everybody, but, you know, it's a couple of people that'll just throw anything on the track. Like, I ain't trying to just throw anything on the track. When I sit down and write something, it's because I'm actually trying to get a certain point across or a feeling out there. Like, my songs genuinely mean something. I don't just, you know, try to get out there with the ABC rap.
With the amount of effort that you've been putting into your music, are you seeing the kind of the return you expected from it, whether it comes from, you know, audience growing, money, or just status in the city or anything like that?
Not what I ain't gonna say not what I expect, because I expect high of myself. So every time I dropped, I always had that feeling and that intention in my head, like, this the one that's gonna blow me up. So I wouldn't say I'm at where I want to be, but I do feel like I'm at where I need to be.
Damn.
Like, I still got more work to do for sure. And I ain't complaining about it at all.
Yeah, for sure. When you do look at it, though, like, if you've been rapping since 2015, it's 2023 right now, it's 8 years, right?
Yeah.
So that's like almost a decade. I think they say it's like 10,000 hours makes you a professional at something
Yeah.
like that, or mastery of something.
Yeah.
Do you think you put close to that in your time?
Definitely. I ain't gonna lie. I probably put that in early, like within the first couple years. Like, that's all I care about now. Like, I really don't, because again, I feel like that's like my way out right now. So I don't really care about too much. Like, I don't be messing around and partying and playing around. Like, I just be focused for real, because that's my main goal. Like, I see it too. I see it. I see it.
Yeah. It's important to zoom out as an artist. It's important if you're a part of any part of the entertainment industry, it's important to zoom out. This is like some for real sauce that I never like giving. I never like giving out crazy sauce, but this is some crazy sauce. You have to zoom out when you're an artist or you're an entertainer or you're doing anything in any part of the entertainment industry. You have to zoom out and look at what everybody else is doing,
Right.
how everything is really working. You can't be inside of it and be a part of it and be successful. You have to be able to zoom out and say, like, oh, I see what's really going on. I see how the game's working. I see how the music system's working.
Yeah.
Where do I put myself? How do I make myself stand out? Versus being in it and you're just tied up in as you're a part of the character in the game. You have to zoom out. And I don't know if people are going to understand what I mean by that, but zoom out and really look at what's happening if you want to become successful. You need that third perspective.
Facts.
If you get caught up in your artistry and you get caught up in this, I'm this rapper, I'm in the game, I'm this rapper, you're not going to see what's really going on. You're always going to be
all.
overshadowed by your own ego. You have to zoom out, look how the cards are really being played, and then put yourself accordingly after that.
Facts.
But you have enough wisdom. You know, your dad's obviously involved in music and stuff like that, so he gives you perspective. What's some of the best advice you've gotten from your pops?
It's really on the promo side. Like, I probably say that, like, with my music, I be so rushing with just getting stuff out. He really sit me down and, like, show me, like, okay, these is ways that we can get you out there. Like, we got stickers over half the east side right now. And that's because of him. Like, that's not nothing I would think. You feel me? I wouldn't really think of just get out here and put stickers on gas stations. And, like, I wasn't thinking of that. Like, I'm thinking more digital. Like, you feel me? I'm more new school. But, like, he just steady, always thinking of new ways that, like, so when somebody going that hard for you, how you can't go hard for yourself? So
Yeah.
it's really just, he just give me that motivation and that confidence in myself for sure.
Now, I noticed you're one of the first artists that's coming on here with, I don't think you have any jewelry on. It doesn't look like that.
No, not right now. I got some jewelry though, but I ain't got.
What was the
on.
decision behind it today? We're safe, man. You know this is
Honestly,
a safe studio.
no.
Man. We're not plotting on you, boy.
No. But really, man, my life be crazy. I ain't gonna lie. So getting up here, it was just like a hassle. So I really was supposed to go home and change, come in a whole fit, everything for you.
I like this, man. I like the calm look, bro.
I
Chill
appreciate
vibes,
it,
bro. Yeah.
Yeah, but things just ain't go as planned. But hey, I'm here, so I ain't mad about it.
Remember that interview with Snoop Dogg? He was like 3 hours late to his interview.
I don't even think I seen it.
It was crazy. Basically, Snoop Dogg came late to an interview by like 3 hours. And then the interviewer checked him on. He's like, Snoop, you're late like 3 hours. He's like, man, if you don't shut the fuck up. And they're like, why were you late? He's like, because I was getting chicken. Like, that was literally his response to it. I always think about that stuff too. I'm always like, damn, would I check Snoop Dogg if he was late? Like, if you were late to get jewelry and then come on, would I have been like, man, you're kind of late, son. Like, would I have done that to you?
Man, listen, I wouldn't even be mad at you because time is money, man. You can't play around with nobody time at all.
It is interesting though, man. When you talk about celebrities and stuff like that, do they get leeway when it comes to certain stuff? You know what else I noticed? One thing, like, if you pay for a feature from an artist that's like up, like a young art, $500 for some random feature from some artist that's doing all right, and it's okay, but it's not good, right? You're probably gonna check him, right? Yeah. But if somebody like T Grizzly sends you a whack verse, are you still gonna be like, yo, that was a whack verse?
That's a good question because a lot of people not. Me personally, I probably wouldn't say it like that. Like that was an ass verse, but I'd probably just tell them like I ain't really feeling that one, T. Like, for real? Yeah, that'd be my word, and like I ain't really feeling it, T. Can we redo that or something? Like, like I ain't just no asshole though. I try to be respectful because I wouldn't want nobody coming at me like that about my craft. So,
well, when I was coming up, before like I established any type of name for myself, I remember I used to kind of get bullied out of like what I paid for. People used to be like, yo, I paid for the service. They'll be like, yeah, you'll get it when you're gonna get it. And I used to be like, wait, what? Like what? Like what kind of system is this? Usually when you pay for something, the seller is usually nice, like, oh, I got you. We're gonna take care of you. We're gonna make it happen. When I was working in Detroit, it was a lot of like, yeah, that's what it is, my boy. Or like, take your money back if you don't want it, or we're gonna like block. I'm like, what? Like, what's this anger and like so much like intensity for, man? I paid for something. But Detroit's the only place that will like bully you even after you paid them. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I definitely
like,
know what you're talking about.
You paid for a verse, you paid for a promotion, you paid for whatever, and they bully you about it. Like, don't ask me about nothing. I'm like, what do you mean don't ask you? I paid you, bro. Like, what are you talking about?
That be real life people guilt though. Like, that's what I feel like. I feel like people throw that off on you or like try to get super angry or hyped up with you when they know they in the wrong. Like he probably don't have your stuff ready yet, and that's really why he just, hey man, you gonna get it when you even. People just be ignorant, man, straight ignorant.
Yeah, you're right. It's because I've done it too before. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Like when I used to shoot music videos and that shit was like 3, 4, or 5 weeks late. Yeah. I used to be like, hey bro, I got shit going on, man. You can't be messaging me on the day before Thanksgiving about your music video, bro. Like,
you hear me?
You know what I'm saying?
That's funny though, but for real though, it really do get like I done had to get like that with a couple features, but I try not to. Like I try to be same day. Like soon as you pay me, next day I'm going to the studio.
Do you care to talk about your average rate for how much you charge for a feature?
Oh yeah, I mean it really just depends though. Like I ain't gonna lie, I go off if I feel like that person is serious about their craft, and then I also go off if you support me. I give you a deal. Like I'm not too much into just getting your money. Cause I know it's people that I used to look up to, and I wish they would have gave me free features or showed me love and anything, like whatever. So I try to show love. So, but overall, my main price is $500. But like, say somebody ain't got $500, they got $250. I'll take it. Yeah. I ain't tripping, and I'm still gonna go as hard as I can on that mug. Like,
yeah,
for sure.
It's cool because some people are willing to pay the $500 even though they can get it for $250. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They know, like some people are just like, "Yo, man, I want to support you."
Yeah.
How many features do you like transaction wise provide? Like, do you do a month?
Right now it's probably about I probably do about 5 to 10 It
Okay,
really
so,
just depends.
so you're chilling then.
Yeah.
You're able to make a living off of music and just be, chilling like that, which is cool.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about how you plan to break into the scene even deeper. You get into that top 20 list in Detroit. I know those things don't matter, but how do you plan to break in?
Right now, really, my game plan I've been pushing out a lot of music since I started. Like, I got 106 songs out right now. So, real life right now, I'm trying to focus on the videos. Like, that's my main focus. I'm trying to do all my old songs that I feel like did not catch enough attention or people just might have looked over. I'm trying to shoot those, and I'm still coming with, new visuals that I got put up too.
Do you get demoralized when you put out a song that you think is going to be a banger and it just doesn't get perceived that way?
It's definitely something that'll make you look at, what you got going on as negative, but I try not to let it faze me. Like, my music definitely gets some decent numbers, so, like, I just be grateful for that. Like, it's somebody that's not doing my numbers. Like, it's somebody who wish they had these numbers, so I just got to keep going.
Yeah. When you look at Detroit right now, does any artist stand out to you as far as a great way to put it out there and get elevation at the way that they're doing it?
I ain't gonna lie. Right now, I'll probably say Skilla. I just like his work ethic, though. Like, you could tell, like, he genuinely mess with music. Like, he dropping freestyles every other day. Like, that's how you know somebody genuinely got a passion for their craft, because, like, he's coming on here giving y'all free music every other day, and he's still dropping music tapes. Like, I ain't gonna lie, right now that's probably the one person that I feel like they grinding hard and they getting what they deserve too, for sure.
Yeah, man. Have you been consistent as you've ever been right now at this point in your career?
Yeah, most definitely.
Now, a lot of artists have trouble going to the studio every day or going to the studio weekly. Do you look at it as it's a must, it's a job, or is it just pure passion that gets you magnetized to the studio?
Passion. I ain't gonna lie. I do feel like at first I was trying to get in there as much as possible, get as much songs as I can, but like not again, it's just I'm trying to go for quality. So everything I'm doing, I'm just sitting down and taking even more time than I used to take. Like overanalyze, like I analyze each bar. I don't feel like that bar gonna help this song blow up. I'm taking that out. Like it go that deep with me. Like in real life it's serious. So for sure, like I'ma just keep focusing on the aspect of evaluating myself instead of trying to put it off on what's going on out here. Like thinking that somebody ain't looking at me, because what if they is looking at me, they just ain't tapped in yet. Like you just gotta keep working.
I like that you said that too, because I usually become a fan of somebody off. It could just be one bar that I become a fan of a rapper of. Especially in Detroit, sometimes I'll just hear that one bar and I'm like, oh, I'm replaying that song 15 times just because of that one bar. Now, your playlist continues on my YouTube, and then I'm listening to all your music. So I like that you said that you're paying attention to every bar. You know what I'm saying? That's really important. I think a lot of artists are missing that factor. Like, I'm gonna just fuck around on that. Like, I already did 75% of the song. Great. 25,
Right.
I don't gotta. No, you gotta do it every time.
Facts.
Now, you have under 200 songs out. Did you do that with every song, or is this like a new phase?
I haven't done that with every song. Like I'd probably say like my first couple songs, like the first 1 through 20, 1 through 30, I probably didn't really look at it like that. But once I've been focusing on that aspect of like, okay, like when you said when T and Sada came into the game, and it's like that extra light. Especially when Say Cheese started doing them top 20 Detroits, like that real, like I made a song based off that. Like I said it in my song, like I'm gonna make them put me in a top 20, like things like that, just be motivation for me. So when I started seeing stuff like that, that's when I really got over analytical. Like everything you say, you gotta pay attention to. If you feel like that ain't hard enough, take it out.
Yeah, man.
Take it out.
You have such a like I said it before, like a wise approach to this. How much of your music is conscious versus how much of it is more so tactful, kind of that Detroit style?
I'll probably say right now, it's a good 60-40. Like, I'd probably say I got 40 conscious and like 60 more to Detroit. And I only say that because I feel like people gravitate more towards my Detroit music. Like, all of my most popular songs is my Detroit music, and it's nothing wrong with that, but I definitely do like the conscious side too, where I'm actually thinking and speaking on real life things.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at even the greats, like even Tupac, right? That's what he did. Like, he had that stuff, like the Troublesome 96, even though he did throw some conscious lyrics into that stuff like that. But then he has Hit 'Em Up, right? So it's like, you know, you got to balance both sides of it, of having that music that's just attackful versus that music that's conscious.
Right.
And sometimes mixing them two together in one song and whatnot. Now, when you're creating a song, are you a puncher or are you going off the like writing? How are you going through the process?
I do whatever. Honestly, it depends on the flow in the studio, but I usually try to come with my songs writ because I know studio sessions ain't cheap, so I don't come in there to play. When every hour I get, I try to do 2-3 songs. Like, if I can, I'm gonna do more than that, but like I probably say I can get, like, if I get a studio session about 3 hours, I could get about 15 songs in.
God
Like,
damn.
I'm telling you, like, I be trying to run through them as fast as I can. So, but I do the punch in side too. That's more like, say, me and my homeboys just trying to go to the studio. I ain't gonna overthink about it. We just gonna go in there, have fun, and you know. But also, though, one of my most popular songs, Gas or What, the second half of that song, I ended up freestyling because the situation with that is I went to the studio and I only had half written. So I just went in there, spit that little half I had written. The second half, I'm, okay, punch me in, go. And that was really like the best part of the song, believe it or not.
Right.
You
That's
know?
how it happens sometimes. Music sometimes can be like, you know, Bruce Lee saying, be like water. That means there's no specific construct to what you're doing. It means that, like, you can change anything up at any given moment. You can become something different at that moment, right? So becoming that as an artist, being able to punch, being able to write, you know what I'm saying? Being able to feed off other people is important. It's an important skill to have.
Yeah.
Talk about, out of everything that you've experienced so far as an artist, what has been the most substantial moment for you? What stands out the most out of everything you've done so far?
That's a good question. Out of everything I've done, what stand out the most? I'd probably say the artists that I met. Like, I done met a lot of artists, and they all gave me, you know, good feedback. So it's like, that let me know, like, I ain't gonna say, like, I'm just bound to be, you know, where they at, but I'm just saying, like, that let me know I'm definitely leading in the right footsteps for sure, because every artist I done bumped into, like, hopefully it was a genuine opinion, but every artist I done bumped into told me I was hard.
What artists in specific?
Nook, I done met Nook. I done met Vez. I done met Babyface. I would say every rapper in the city, but I don't want to say that. But I done met, like, a good percentage for sure.
Out of everybody that you're talking about, what was a conversation that you had that really kind of stuck with you?
I'll probably say my conversation with All-Star Lee. Like, he was a genuine person overall. It really wasn't more so the conversation. It was just that he kept his word. Like, he told me he was going to repost me, follow me. He did all that. And he still follow me to this day. We tap in, we communicate. Like, that's a real genuine person for me, for sure.
Yeah, people showing you that they have faith in you and they believe in you when they've already accomplished so much means the most, right?
Facts. He don't owe me nothing at all.
For sure. Reese, this was an awesome conversation, man. I'm really looking forward to it. Now, I know you've been in the game for a little bit of a while now, but like when you hit that 10,000 hours, that means that all it takes now is for the output. Now you just got to put the stuff out there consistently, and eventually those certain songs are going to hit.
Right.
And I feel like that's what's going to happen with you. I appreciate that you have such a calm demeanor and that you are a very wise demeanor, but at the same time, you do have great music too, man. Like,
I appreciate
you
it.
keep it all together. What future projects can we look forward to?
I definitely got one. I don't want to say the name right now because I feel like people gonna steal it. It's gonna be catchy though, but it'll probably be in the next 2 months. I'm gonna drop a tape, and it's gonna be something crazy too. I'm gonna go as hard as I can on that one.
Let me get a name drop, please. Damn, one time, bro. Just
Get
one
a
time.
name drop.
Just once, man.
All right, man.
Just
Look,
one
it's,
time.
it's gonna be called Him.
Okay.
Heavy Emotion.
Okay, cool.
Him for sure.
Himothy. All right.
Him for sure.
All right. Cool,
Heavy
man.
Emotion.
Reese, man, listen, bro. Again,
Mm-hmm.
pressing and just putting out music is all that you have to do at this point. You put in the time. Now it's just about the songs coming out and getting hits. I told people 2023, 2025 is going to be the hardest time for artists to make it in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
But if you stay with the foot on the pedal, it's going to happen.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Especially if you got the skill and talent. I appreciate you again being here. We're at Parallel Sound Studio. Hilo Visuals is shooting these productions. We're out. Peace. Fire.
Yes, sir.
Super fire. I'm going to have Nick take a photo for us real quick. All right, bet. I got to